Reticulated pythons are the longest snake species in the world, reaching up to 30 feet in length, though that size is incredibly rare. However, modern-day giants still exist, even in the biggest city in Thailand. So join me to find the largest python species in my area. But before that, meet Tigress, my 14-foot-long reticulated python. She is a beautiful and magnificent snake. She can easily crush all of my bones if she wanted to. As you can see here, she has vertical pupils, meaning she is nocturnal, and these heat-sensing pits, all this to aid in tracking her prey throughout the night. What a stunning animal. Now, she is absolutely breathtaking, and I say that literally because she can easily squeeze my breath away. I've taken her in 3 years ago, and she had a bad respiratory infection at the time, and had to get a few vet shots, which left this old scar here. Now she's at the perfect size you want them to be. She's taking one frozen thawed full chicken every 2 weeks, one frozen thawed piglet once a month. You don't want them to turn into gigantic sausages to compensate for your own teeny weeny. These pythons are my all-time favorite constrictors due to many factors. Now, let's go out and find what those qualities are. When it gets late into the night, reticulated pythons emerge from their hideouts, prowling over the leaves along the walls or walkways, finding the perfect place to sit, completely still, throughout the night, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As developed as the city of Bangkok is, it is still very much a haven for large constrictors. You may be wondering, oh dear Lord, is there one in my garden this very instant? Maybe, but don't worry, they're not out to get you. Maybe your pet cat though. Yep, you've guessed it. These pythons thrive in the big city, living right around us, seemingly in plain sight, covered by the shadow of the night. They're having no trouble here because they're out feasting on large rats, stray cats, and even stray dogs sometimes. Retics are one of the smartest in the python family. Not only are they agile, they're very cautious and quiet with their movements. Young pythons find safety in the trees, while the adults prefer the comfort of the ground and tunnels or ponds, tall grass fields being the dream. Once they get big enough, these snakes do not fear anything at all, as nothing in the city is capable of doing them any harm, apart from humans, which is why they stay hidden and avoid confrontation with us as best they can. This individual was about 15 feet long, so huge that she wasn't even fazed by me being this close to her, even barely a flinch as I pet her. More like a, try and pet me one more time, you mother. Their entire body is pure muscle, their teeth like giant fishhooks, which rip and tear as they or you yank away. If you don't know what these animals are capable of, try not to mess with them, or keep them as pets, because as cute as their babies are, they will eventually grow up. Check out this young reticulated python that apparently has gotten me in a lock right now. Now, their first step of camouflage is, of course, hoping their colors match in with the background. But when that fails, when they're apprehended like this, constriction and biting become option 2. And what she's doing, she's stopping the blood flow to my hand so that eventually my grip will loosen up. And once she has that opportunity, once she feels my grip loosening, she will make her move and just either loosen herself out that way, or just bite me. Now this is a gorgeous individual, very healthy animal. It's probably been preying on all the rats around here, and I'd estimate it only to be about a year old. Okay, snake is definitely winning. I don't think I'll have much more time before I loosen my grip completely. Now before I let this gorgeous animal go, oh, she's mussed all over my hand, pooped all over my arm. That's also another defense they have, poop on the intruder. Oh, look at that iridescent pattern. Just reflects the light. Now, they are a constrictor, they're not venomous. And I want to talk about one myth that people often have about these snakes. People say that don't get a pet constrictor, a pet boa, a pet python. And the story goes that one girl or guy, I don't remember, was sleeping with their big pet animal. And over the course of months or weeks, who knows, the story's been interpreted many, many ways. The snake does not eat, it is not hungry, well, seemingly. And then the owner got worried, so she or he took it to the vet. And the vet said that this snake was just spending time sizing the owner up to make a meal out of her or him. Now that's just completely false. No snake does that. No snake is a mathematician. They don't just wait weeks or months and wait to see when their next opportunity to arise to eat the owner. They usually stop feeding when it gets really cold. Alright, now she's winning again. Beautiful animal. Thank you. I get to teach people about this species. It's marvelous, my favorite python species. And I think it's just about time that we let her go. Oh, do not fight me. Whoop. This retic here is less than a year old, being very defensive because I am restraining him, so I can't blame them. He probably thinks that I am about to kill or eat him. Sorry, buddy. Living in Thailand all my life, you get to witness some pretty bizarre stuff. Like an 18-foot reticulated python stalking my dog from the wall a few years ago. Like I mentioned before, living here for years, I have witnessed some pretty amazing stuff. And sometimes, I also catch it on camera. I was walking to 7-Eleven one day, and on the side of my street, I see a dead cat, with a reticulated python hiding in the bushes nearby. I ran back immediately to grab my camera and tripod. It was going to be one hell of a night. I estimated that it had killed the cat earlier and retreated, since there was another cat meowing at it nearby, perhaps interrupting the eating part. I set up the camera right away and walked a ways back, coming back to check every 30 minutes, adjusting the camera. It was extremely cool to watch this wild snake's behavior. Sad for the stray cat, but it is doing native wildlife a huge service, and I commend it. These pythons are a big help in controlling the stray cat population, which is extremely destructive to native ecosystems. P.S. No, I couldn't save the cat. As you can tell, it's pretty damn dead. Nature is quite brutal and doesn't really give a damn about hurting someone's feelings. Snakes don't have fused jaws, and true constrictors can stretch their jaws up to 4 times the original size. It's crazy watching this python stretch out her jaws and gulping the cat down. The strength of a reticulated python is nothing short of incredible, being able to take down a large cat or dog in seconds after constriction. That being said, it doesn't take much more for them to do the same to us. Hold on there. I'm not trying to stir fear here, but I'm just saying to be very careful when working with large constrictors alone. You may want another person present when working with a python or anaconda over 11 to 12 feet. If they get a good hold around you, especially your neck, when they're in defense mode, you may not live to see the light of the next day. The entire process lasted about 3 hours, and this footage was extremely sped up. These ancient animals demand so much respect, and I wish that people would see them differently. They have been here long before we have, and are keeping the ecosystem balanced. Least we can do is thank them for existing and admire their beauty from afar. After the meal was swallowed, she started to head back into the bushes and went straight down a hole near the wall. It was quite impressive watching her in action. And I thought I wouldn't see her again for a long while, since it was a huge meal. Nope, she was back out a week later looking for another cat. And she almost got one. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this quest. Hope you have a newfound love and respect for these powerful predators like I do. See you in the next one!